We always associate summer fragrances with them being citrusy, fresh, uplifting, aquatic, marine, and more often than that, then they start being a bit boring because in the end they are quite linear. They can be fleeting, they don't last that long, but doesn't need to be always the case. Hello everyone, I'm Jolima from Scented Moments channel, where I'll help you to discover the amazing world of perfumery. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 10 unique summer fragrances in a no specific order. So the first fragrance that I want to talk about is from House of Amouage, but this one is Lyric Man. Absolutely love this one. This is the reason why I love rose fragrances. So this is all about rose, this fresh, uplifting, citrusy, like you have bergamot and lime in the opening with this vivid red rose, and with a bit of a musky vanilla undertones. Absolutely love it. It feels quite cold and fresh and very elegant, but in the dry down you get some warmness in it, and I absolutely love it. Great performance overall. I mean, this is the previous version. I mean, the current version of Lyric Man now says Lyric here. I don't know if they changed the formula or not, if the performance isn't as good. I mean, I'm not aware of that, but what I do know is that my bottle, this bottle right here, this is amazing. A fantastic, realistic, natural smelling, fresh red rose that works wonderfully during the summertime. The next fragrance, it's a designer, and we will not see much designer fragrances in this video, unfortunately, but still there are a couple, including this one from House of Hermès, from the Un Jardin line, and it is Un Jardin sur le Nil, probably their most popular fragrance from this line, alongside Un Jardin and Méditerranée. I have both. The Méditerranée one I have still in Lisbon, and I actually like a couple of others, including their newest release of last year, Un Jardin à Citer, which is gorgeous. But this one is very different. So this one, Un Jardin sur le Nil, it's a green mango. Amazing. It's like a vegetal green mango with a salty, watery accord, and very musky and bright. Now, when I say salty and watery, I don't mean that this is like an aquatic, not at all, but it has, not being an aquatic, or at least your typical aquatic, it has like a salty, watery accords in here that I absolutely love. Now, the performance isn't great, but I'm listing this fragrance here because it's very unique, natural smelling scent, and the only downside is the performance, but the scent itself is just amazing. A watery, green, fruity, vegetal, musky perfume that I highly advise you to try if you have yet to. Un Jardin sur le Nil by Hermès. The next fragrance, this is the newest release from Les Indemodables, and it is Oranger Sirocco. This was sent to me by the brand, this 7 ml sample, and alongside like a pouch with the raw materials of orange blossom and cinnamon, because these two notes are the most prominent notes in Oranger Sirocco. Now, this was created by Antoine Lee. I absolutely love this one. The performance is actually really good. It lasts at least 7 hours. I already tested. Actually, I tested this even before I was given this sample. I already have tested this one at Essence this year. So yes, I was already familiarized with this scent DNA. But yes, I'm really happy to have this one. My fiance actually really likes it, but this is not for everyone because of the strong cinnamon. Cinnamon with orange blossom. I mean, it's a weird concoction, but I think it works really well here. So this is citrusy, floral, with a big dose of cinnamon that transmits like warm and dustiness into this perfume. Kind of resembles, imagine, this might be wild, but imagine L'air du désert marocain with Chypre Azural by Les Indemodables. It's kinda. So you have the citrusy floral nuances of Chypre Azurale with the spicy, dry warmness of L'air in this perfume. Now, of course, different, but just for you to have an idea of how this fragrance smells like. I think this is very unique. And again, will not be for everyone because of that, but I absolutely love this one. Great perfume for the summertime is Oranger Sirocco by Les Indemodables. The next fragrance, this is from the house of Guerlain from the La Relamatière collection, released this year, early on this year. It is Neroli Plein. I love this one, and this for me was a very pleasant surprise. I was not expecting loving this one so that much to have a full 200 ml bottle size. I love, again, this one. I think this is very unique. It's overpriced, definitely overpriced, like majority of the things perfume wise currently, unfortunately. So this is no exception, and I think this could fit better in the Aqua Allegoria. Now, of course, the impact of this fragrance as an Aqua Allegoria maybe will not be that much as it is in the La Relamatière collection, but I think maybe it would fit better. But nonetheless, great perfume here. So like the name implies, Neroli, big dose of Neroli, natural smelling Neroli with spices. Again, there's a theme here: fresh citrusy florals with tons of spices, and it seems that it's a theme this year, and in order to make like more fresh fragrances more interesting, and I think they nailed it. Both Les Indemodables and now Guerlain with Neroli Plein, I think they nailed it. So again, natural smelling Neroli with that, and having that eau de cologne style, but with cinnamon, with ginger, very zesty, zingy ginger with again cinnamon, cloves, turmeric. This is a spice bomb concoction because there's, of course, if you know, there is this spice bomb fragrance from Viktor and Rolf, but this is really spice heaven. If you love spices, I think this is definitely a must try, because this, for me, it's very versatile. You can wear this through the entire year, especially in the summer. I already wore this when it was hot outside. I was even afraid that this would be a bit too much, because this fragrance, although it's Neroli and you don't have, and although you have spices, but you don't have like ambers or ouds or like more resinous and dense perfume notes, this fragrance still lasts and projects. And I spray this on my clothes as well, and on my clothes I can smell 2 days after I sprayed. So this fragrance lasts, projects. Also, my fiance absolutely loves this one. So again, I think I would really urge you to try this one. Try to find a deal online, and because I really see this fragrance as being overpriced, but yeah, still I really suggest you to try this one out if you can, and I think you will have here a very pleasant surprise. Neroli eau de cologne style with tons of spices and a bit musky in the base, quite musky in the base. Love this one. Great job, Delphine Jalk here. It's Guerlain Neroli Plein. The next fragrance, this is from a brand that it's been quite a while since I talked about it, Nishane, and the fragrance is Ambra Calabria. You can see how much I already wore it. So Ambra Calabria, this is one of the most unique amber fragrances, and that much that you can wear this during the summertime, in spring also. This is very green and very citrusy, so you have a big dose of bergamot in the opening with tons of galbanum, and I love the note of galbanum. It gives a very green resinous touch to the perfume, gives a lot of depth, and I love it. So you get here again bergamot and galbanum has like the most prominent notes right in the opening, and the amber, it's a type of amber that it's not like right in your face and that typical like sweet sticky gooey amber. It's more of an amber with phases. You have the vanilla, You get a bit of musk, and you get a bit of a benzoin feel in here, but in the end is not like a punch in your face traditional style of amber. Now it's resinous, yes, but it's not as sweet, not as sticky or gooey as your typical ambers. And then you have here a bit of jasmine, although not being too indolic nor animalic, but it's there. It definitely, this fragrance has like a white floral nuance, but in the end, this is a very complex fragrance, being a green, like a green amber with citruses and white florals. Love this one. This is brilliant. It's a brilliant amber, one of the best from Nishane, I would say. Great performance. This is an extrait. It's Ambra Calabria by Nishane. The next fragrance, this is from the house of Thomas de Monaco, Sol Salgado. And I've been talking about this fragrance a lot lately because I absolutely love it. This fragrance was released last year, and this is the perfect summer fragrance for me, at least at this moment. This has tons of mimosa and heliotrope with vanilla, like a smoky vanilla, and it has also like a coconut accord in here, but I don't see coconut accord being listed as an official note or accord, but I can definitely see like a tropical edge in here. So again, you have this heliotrope with mimosa, with vanilla, with musk. So damn good. Love this one. Then this is so elegant. Oh, this is so elegant, so sexy. I love like you have definitely like a sweetness in here, but it's very smooth. Of course, because of the floral nuances, you might think that this is more feminine leaning. I can get that. I mean, yes, if you don't like floral notes, or if you are not very used to wear floral fragrances, then yes, this can come across more feminine leaning, but for me this is really unisex. Incredibly elegant. I highly advise you to try this one out. And actually, Sol Salgado translates to salty sun. So yes, so for you to have an idea how this fragrance smells like, it's amazing. I highly advise you to check this one out. Sol Salgado by Thomas de Monaco. And the next fragrance, this is from House of Chanel, and it is Cristalle Eau de Toilette. Now this is the previous bottle, and I already talked about this fragrance, and I already talked about the changes when I was sharing with you my fragrance haul. And so nowadays the bottle is slightly different, but and also the smell itself, it's more watered down, unfortunately, but it's still great. It's still great. It's still better than 99 of new releases that are coming out for designer brands, especially for their mainstream collection. So still, I really advise you to try Cristalle even in its current formulation, and it's perfect for summer. It's fresh, it's citrusy, it's green, it's airy, and it's very elegant. But as this dries down, it starts to be a bit more mossy and more smoky, like ashy and vetiver. This, like the start, it's uplifting, like effervescent, green, fresh. It's just like you take a deep breath and you're smelling nature almost. But as this develops, starts to be more complex, a bit more gray. It's like there's a transition from like spring to fall almost. Because it starts very green, very citrusy, very happy, and then goes more into a gray, smoky, ashy, mossy, woodsy, like because you have a bit of oak moss in here with vetiver. So maybe these two notes blended create this feel of a smoky, gray, woodsy nuance to this fragrance. I absolutely love Cristalle. Very elegant, and this is again unisex. All fragrances are unisex, and of course including Cristalle. Perfect. This is perfect for summer. The performance, it's okay. I mean, what I'm hearing is that in the newer version of Cristalle, the performance is really bad, but I mean, already in this formulation it's not great, so that's the downside. But in terms of smell, you cannot beat the quality of Cristalle Eau de Toilette by Chanel. The next fragrance, this is from House of Frederic Malle, and it is Eau de Magnolia. So damn good and so unique and very slept on. This is overshadowed by Bigarade Concentré, which I also absolutely love, by maybe Cologne Indelible, maybe L'Eau d'Hiver. I mean, I think this is a bit overshadowed by, but especially by Bigarade Concentré, which I think, for me, it's the best citrusy fresh fragrance from Frederic Malle, and I think it's the most popular one also in this genre. But I absolutely love this one also. I dare to say that this would be my second favorite fresh fragrance from Frederic Malle overall. Eau de Magnolia, it's so beautiful. It's really a beautiful perfume. You have here Magnolia, and it's dry, very dry, but citrusy. Although the citruses here, for me, the citruses here are more about the peel of the citruses. So you have here the grapefruit, you have lemon, but for me it's not, this fragrance is not about that zesty, effervescent, uplifting citruses. No, it's more about the dryness of their peel, like the lemon peel, grapefruit peel, and then you have this dry Magnolia. This fragrance is quite dry, as you can imagine, but it's so smooth and it's so elegant. It has a sparkliness into it. It has a sparkle, definitely. But I would say that this is more about the dry qualities of the citruses, of the Magnolia Accord, of the woods. This is also quite woodsy. Oh, it's so good. I absolutely love this one. It's fresh but dry. And it's floral, but it's not like a pretty perfume, you know, like in a girly way. No, it's a beautiful smell itself. The smell is so good, and it's elegance. And although again, Magnolia, like it's the main note, but this is unisex because you have still woods in here, you have vetiver, you have this citrus peels in the opening, which gives a more dry but still fresh and uplifting at the same time. I really like this one. I like the complexity. I mean, this is complex because of its uniqueness, and it's hard to describe this fragrance because of that. That's why I'm saying that this is complex, but in the end, this is a unique, beautiful, elegant, effortless fragrance. The performance, it's okay, it's average. I mean, it's not bad, but like, for example, Cristalle lasts longer, but still, it's not something that will last you one day and will still remain in your clothing for the next day. No, but still, for what it is, I think it's beautiful. Love this one, Eau de Magnolia by Frederic Malle. The next fragrance, this is from the house of Ramon Monegal, and it is Faisa. I love Faisa. I mean, I already talked about Faisa a lot. I mean, I already did a review of this one when it was released. And Faisa, now you need to be aware of one thing. This is powerful. To wear this during the summertime, I mean, it takes some guts because this is very big and it's a loud type of perfume, but the smell, it's so good. And I mean, in actually the color of the bottle really transmits how the fragrance smells like. It really has this yellow gold color into it. And so for me, this is all about mimosa. Again, big dose of mimosa, lots of vanilla, saffron, oud, rose, and you have so many other notes like ambers, like woods. Like, I mean, this has tons of notes listed, but and also lots of raspberry. So you see, this is quite woodsy. This is quite ambery, and vanillic. But all of these notes combined create one of the most sexy fragrances that I ever smelled. Yes, this has rose, this has oud, but it has so much more layers. And the mimosa in here, actually, it's quite prominent also. Love it. Faisa is something out of this world. It's really pure joy in a bottle. Because although it has its all very heavy notes, but everything combined is like you're being touched by the first sunlight, and it's amazing. I absolutely love Faisa. Again, maybe definitely go easy on the trigger, and maybe spare this more for summer evenings rather than summer days, because you can be a bit overwhelmed yourself even with a couple of sprays. So save this one more for summer evenings, like it's what I do. But yeah, I really advise to check this one out, Faisa. In the end, you can wear Faisa during the entire year, but yes, and bear in mind that the performance is really beastly. Again, Faisa by Ramon Monegal. And last but by no means least, from the house of Marc-Antoine Barrois, and it's not Ganymede, it's Tília. Do we have here a new high beast? Maybe, because Tília, it's very different from Ganymede, very different from actually the previous fragrances from Marc-Antoine Barrois. It's floral, and it has this linden tree accord, and the linden in here, it's actually quite realistic, and it's the core of this perfume. It's the linden tree, and you have here heliotrope, you have ambroxan in here. So it's not that this is the most natural smelling fragrance ever, but I really like the linden tree, the linden accord overall of this fragrance. I think that one is quite realistic, but overall this is a sparkly, very citrusy in the opening, with again the linden tree accord, heliotrope, and then you get a bit of more jasmine. And the jasmine in here, while not being very indolic, gives a narcotic edge into it. In the end, this is very elegant, unique, although kind of resembles to a fragrance from ex nihilo called Fleur Narcotique, but it's still very different because this one goes more citric, more focus on that linden tree accord, and the color, it's also yellow, gives a very yellowish color, whilst in Fleur Narcotique is more fresh and a bit more powdery and a bit more soapy. Oh man, I absolutely love this one. This was a love at first sniff. Tília by Marc-Antoine Barrois. The performance is amazing. This is unisex, although it's more floral than the previous Marc-Antoine Barrois fragrances, but I think this is still unisex, very elegant, great performance. Really check this one out. I think this will be a banger from this brand. Tília, again by Marc-Antoine Barrois. Finishing this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment in the comments down below what other unique summer fragrances would you suggest for me to try, and see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Ciao.